Chapter 6! Blood type! This scene should have been in the movie, but it's not for some reason, so we're gonna recap it in the book. Woo! Basically, Edward is watching Bella through other people's eyes all day long, all the live long day, essentially stalking her from a distance through all of her classes. I eavesdropped on thoughts of her as clumsy. I considered that. How odd. They were right. She was clumsy. So clumsy. She's so clumsy. She's just like so friggin' clumsy. Edward's just putting two to two together. Yeah, dude, it's not like that's her main character trait or anything. Normally, if Alice suggests sitting at a different lunch table, Edward's like, of course not. Absolutely not. But today, he sits at a new table and doesn't even tell her. He's gonna invite Bella to sit with him at lunch. It's gonna be a big deal. Alice just kind of walks in, and because I guess saw the future and saw it coming, she's not that mad about it, but it's still like, bro, you are so mean to her. After all that hoopla.
Sounds like a lot of...
Hoopla!
It sounds like a lot of...
Hoopla!
Sounds like a...
Hoopla! Hoopla!
Sounds like a lot of hoopla to make over a little Krabby Patty, right? Wrong!
She walks by and she's like, so like, does this mean I can talk to Bella now? And he's like, keep out of it, Alice! Stay out of it, Alice! Nothing to do with you, Alice! I haven't made any decision! Bella walks into the cafeteria. Suddenly, she sees him at the new table. They lock eyes, and Edward fingers her. He does a little come hither. He's like, come here. And Bella's like, I motioned with my finger for her to join me. She looked so startled by this that I wanted to tease her again. So I winked, and her mouth fell open. I mean, me right now. Oh no, honestly. Jessica's like, does he mean you? She asked rudely. Does he mean you? Ew. Bella's like, I guess I better go see what he wants. I hope it's me naked on the biology table right now. So Bella sits down at the table and is like, hey Edward, I saw you finger me from across the way, so what's up? And Edward's trying to get used to her smell, so he breathes in and he's like, feel the burn. It's very similar to that scene in Dodgeball.
Just a little bite. One little bite won't hurt you.
Instead of volts to the nips, it's just flames down your esophagus. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. They basically are talking about how he's like, okay, I'm like done trying to stay away from you. And she's like, I don't know what that means, but I'm like really into it. And he's like, well, you shouldn't be. And she's like, oh. Okay. She's like, does that mean you're not gonna like disappear for weeks at a time? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, whatever. No, I'm still gonna do that. She's like, so in plain English, are we friends now? And he just says, friends. It wasn't enough. Or not, Bella says. Did she think I didn't like her that much? Yes! You haven't done anything to make her think that you enjoy even having her around you, dude. In your mind, you are like in love with her because you had an epiphany when you broke into her house and watched her sleep and realized that you're bonded as soulmates forever. Meanwhile, you've been gone for 3 weeks and she's like, he hasn't talked to me since he regretted saving me from the accident. Yeah. He hates me. Well, we can try, I suppose. But I'm warning you now that I'm not a good friend for you. And she's like, because you say that a lot. What do you mean? He's like, I mean, I'm boyfriend material. I can't possibly be your friend. I'm gonna be your husband. Yeah. Bella knows that he's got some weird powers because he saved her at the car accident. So she's just like, okay, keep dancing around it and being weird. But I know something's up and I'm gonna figure it out eventually. And then he's like, oh, what are your theories? And she's like, they're too embarrassing. Like, I don't want to say. That's private. He's like, tell me your theories. And she's like, no, I can't. And he's like, that is so frustrating that, like, you won't tell me. And she goes, oh, no, I can't imagine why that would be frustrating at all. Just because someone refuses to tell you what they're thinking, even if all the while they're making cryptic little remarks specifically designed to keep you up at night wondering what they could possibly mean. Now, why would that be frustrating? Or better, say that person also did a wide range of bizarre things, from saving your life under impossible circumstances one day to treating you like a pariah the next, and he never explained any of that either, even after he promised. That also would be very non-frustrating. Oh my god, I bet Edward's regretting sitting at a new picnic table. Absolutely destroyed him. Drag him.
Get her, Jade.
We went from wanna be friends to remember all the fucking things that you did. I didn't forget them, okay?
Yeah.
We can pretend they didn't happen, but they did.
They did. We can try to be friends, but first, I'm gonna read you for filth, okay?
Edward goes, you've got a bit of a temper, don't you? And Bella says, I don't like double standards.
So things Bella doesn't like, lying
and double standards.
That's a list for you.
Tell me one theory. And she's like, you're the Hamburglar. She's like, radioactive spider. And he's like, huh, spiders. they're no match for me.
He thinks of the hobo spider he killed and he's like, if only I were.
Bella's like, I'll figure it out eventually. And he's like, I wish you wouldn't try.
Oh, babe, if she sees you for who you truly are and she still likes you, that's a good thing. What if I'm not a superhero? What if I'm the bad guy? Her eyes widened by a fraction. Her lips fell slightly apart.
She's obviously aroused by the idea of him being evil.
You're dangerous. Her breathing hiked and her heart raced.
She loves it.
She's attracted to you.
She wants to be your little henchman. She freaking loves it.
Yeah, she's like, can I just ride in your little sidecar and like, I don't know, like hold the money that you steal?
He says, but not bad.
She whispered.
No, I don't believe you're bad.
And then he says, you're wrong. I breathed.
Bella jumps to her feet. They're gonna be late to class. Edward's like, I'm not going to class. She's like, why? And he's like, it's healthy to miss class sometimes, especially when they're blood typing and you're a vampire. I'll see you later. Please save yourself. Please never leave me. Flipping, flopping like a flip-flop that ever did flip-flop. We're on the boardwalk just flipping, flopping, fleeking and flapping.
Yeah.
Look out.
He goes to his car, he plays a CD while he's ditching class, and then this is where we get the first little inkling of Bella's lullaby being written. He turns on the stereo and listens to the music in his head, playing his fingers in the air over imaginary keys, because he's like making a composition, right? My new composition was really coming along when my attention was caught by a wave of mental anguish. It's Mike Newton carrying a limp and pale Bella Swan, and Edward nearly takes the door off the car. If he'd done something to harm her, I would annihilate him. Not even the tiniest fragment of his body would ever be recovered.
Yikes. So Edward runs up to Bella and he says, Bella, can you hear me? No, she don't. Go away. Bella hates the attention. She's like, look away from me. Even though I fainted onto the floor, I don't want anyone looking at me. I'd rather them have left me on the floor of the biology classroom.
On the floor.
Knocked out than have anyone check on me. The relief was so exquisite that I laughed. And he just scoops her up bridal style. I'm gonna walk you over the threshold of the nurse's office. He tells her, you look awful.
Unable to stop grinning. Hey, Kendall, you look awful.
Noah, go away. Mrs. Cope gets another eye full of Edward.
She can't cope. So the school nurse does what the school nurse always does and is like, you just lay down in this dark room. I'm gonna get you some ice. Okay. Yeah. They're chilling in the nurse's office and then the door opens. Another fainter.
Mike's back.
Time to get Bella out of here. It's a jailbreak. He goes over to Miss Cope and he's like,
3, 2, 1, dazzle.
Hey, Miss Cope. Hey, baby. Listen, Bella has gym and she's like gonna barf. So can you write her a get out of class card, please?
Yeah, if you do this one little thing for me, then maybe I'll do one little thing for you.
So you might do this one little thing for me, and then I might do a little something for you.
I mean, I won't, but
he's like, you don't need to write me a card. It's gonna be fine. She goes, yeah, don't you have like, I don't know, Spanish or whatever?
Knows his exact schedule.
And then he's like, thanks, yoink.
Before they leave, Mike stops them and he's like, hey, Bella, so just checking for the 5th time today. Are you coming to the beach with us? She's like, yes, Mike, I already confirmed.
And Edward's like, what's this?
They have plans. They have plans. She loves him.
Oh, I am not the only man, for she has said yes to. But I was the fool.
Mike is thinking in his mind, Edward's not invited, Edward's not invited. And so Edward's like, guess I'm not invited. And then Bella's like, so do you want to come to the beach? And he's like, I don't think Mike wants me there. And she's like, Mike Schmike. Oh. So then Edward's like, oh, where are you going? What beach are you going to? And she's like, La Push.
La Push, baby. It's La Push.
He's like, I can't go to that specific beach. That's the only beach that I can't go to.
What are the odds? The only beach I can't go to.
Yeah, no, I can't go.
Because this little thing called a treaty, it's like centuries old. Like if I step foot on that beach, I will literally be ripped apart. So like I can't.
I watched her as she lifted her face to the rain with her eyes closed. Something about this action seemed off. Normal human girls wouldn't raise their faces to the drizzle that way. Normal human girls usually wore makeup. Bella never wore makeup, nor should she. The cosmetics industry made billions of dollars a year from women who were trying to attain skin like hers.
Good for you, Bells.
So Edward's never heard of waterproof makeup ever.
Yeah. She's different. She's beautiful on the inside and the outside.
And that's rare. Bella's like, I'm fine now, and I'm going to go drive myself home. And Edward's like, no, you.
He's like, where do you think you're going? And just like fingers her coat, grabs her by the collar as she's just about to walk away, like, yoink. If you're like manhandling her in a respectful way and like the vibe is already there, great. If not, don't do this.
No.
But if the vibe is right,
grab her tight.
Nice.
He's like, you're not driving home in your fainty condition.
Fainty.
Ya dainty, fainty, lady.
She's like, you are so pushy. And he's like, huh? I didn't know how to do this. How to court her as a normal human modern man in the year 2005.
Wait, how does a 2005 guy court someone? What was that?
It was like pre-texting, like pre-cell phones.
I know, it's Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Or that might have been in the 90s actually.
I don't
Who was
even
the
know.
hot guy in 2005?
Who was the hottest guy in 2005? Matthew McConaughey! This is another character development moment. Was my behavior entirely offside? I thought I was teasing, that I was acting like the average besotted teenage boy. But what if I'd gotten it wrong? Did she feel coerced? I realized she had every reason to. Awesome.
Yeah.
Just be aware of like intention versus impact. I just feel like that's really important for him to be like, oh, that wasn't my intention, but that still doesn't mean it wasn't wrong.
He's like, I should pay attention to her body language and the words that she says. And I agree.
And I agree.
Yeah.
And I agree. They're in the car. He's trapped with her scent. He inhales through his nose. Potent. Feel the burn.
Edward gets a smell of Bella and he's just like, so the monster wasn't dead, just biding his time. I'm picturing Edward just, his little monster inside him, like in his little stomach, just sitting in the darkest corner with like little red eyes being like, he's like, I'm not gonna be at school tomorrow. And she's like, again? How can you just skip all the school?
Because Mrs. Cope wants to bang me.
So I get away with anything. And then Edward says, will you do something for me this weekend? Keep it light. He's like, keep it light. Don't be the villain. Don't be the hero. Be fun. Keep it fun.
Keep it light.
She likes fun. And then he says, don't be offended. Instantly offended. Whenever anyone's like, don't be offended, I'm like, I'm ready to be offended.
Yeah.
I'm literally waiting to be offended right now.
I'm gonna take this the wrong way, okay?
Don't take this personally, but this is a very personal attack on you and your person. Don't be offended, but you seem like one of those people who just attract accidents like a magnet. So just try not to fall in the ocean or get run over or anything, all right? He smiles ruefully. What's a rueful smile? Something like that.
I don't know. She was offended.
Shocker! Bella was offended. She goes, I'll see what I can do.
And he's like, okay, have fun at the beach and be safe. Love you. Bye.
He inhales her scent deeply as he drives away.
Feel the brum. And that's chapter 6. Blood.
Blood.
Type.
Ow.
Bite.
Prick that finger.